And good evening and welcome to your view with me on Kopotse Digital. Okay, my executive producer doesn't like my glasses, so it's fine. I'll take them off. you know, in Setswana there's a phrase which means that you can just laugh because things are in such a mess that all you can just do is laugh, really. Anyway, we are hit with a bombshell. I'm not sure whether if the fact that we're in a recession is a bombshell, or the fact that people think it's a bombshell itself is a bombshell, because these people who think so should have been living elsewhere. Because all indications, all the flags are up about the state, the messed up state of our economy. And we all have to blame one way or another. So tonight I want to look at what is the blame. And I'm always strong about this thing that, often only government is blamed. And of course, I'm going to deal with that slightly later. I want to just deal with the private sector. And it's not something that's new. Unfortunately, after talking on radio and TV for 5 years, I'm sorry, but there's little original thing I'm going to tell you. It's just that maybe you missed it when I said it last time. We have an unpatriotic private sector in this country. And yes, it's a generalization. Somebody will say, yeah, but no, you see, we as Pick and Pay built a little library somewhere in Matuba, and we as MTN, built a laboratory and, a computer laboratory in Umtata. Actually, MTN built a computer center in the middle of the Eastern Cape where there was no electricity. Box, we built a lab, the computer center gathered dust for a year. Nobody operating there. But more important, hey, we built libraries, and it's a real example. I'm not giving you a fanciful example. We need to call these things by their names. MTN Foundation, fantastic people. I'm sure they're doing lots of other good work. But in 2008, they had a computer center somewhere in the middle of nowhere in the Eastern Cape, where there's no water, no lights, nothing. Only God knows. Labor fourth industrial revolution. You need to have electricity going somewhere for a computer to be on. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. I'm patriotic, South Africans. Last year, in October, November, a report came out that shows, right, that after 25 years of democracy, right, businesses, top businesses, some listed, some not, but mostly these ones that are listed, over 70% of their appointments are to white people. Over 70% of their promotions are to white people. We talked until we were blue in the face about affirmative action, employment equity. These people are deaf to those things. You can go, I don't know how many workshops are held in this country about BEE, where you have to educate grown men about the fact that if you are a business that doesn't adapt, you are going to die. I've spoken to many corporations. You arrive in a room there, it's full of white people. The whole room, I don't know, get bought or and you ask yourself, so this is your board? But yes, no, this is our board of directors, Baba introducer. But it's white people, it's broad it. Taking notes, or there's an empty chair, but no. One of our directors, is a black person. But what the taka is numbers. But more Roca 5, Fika 4, because they've been there the whole day. The culmination of the meeting is to make decisions. But the BEE, Baba na go the bottom, Mutate una go the bottom say 60. But Medan is our low. 60. Oh, I'll ning bot peg, it says 60. Say 60. And then that's why then the white people are not changing, because they don't take us seriously. How to go another board meeting on Tsigwa? And now, I'm sitting in a board meeting now where the black people are absent, the whites are by themselves. And because you are staff, maybe they don't think that you matter, so they speak as if you are not there. But hey, they must go to government, man. Buy over the business. These are people who are supposed to be owners. But they must go and talk to their people in government to get us business. That's what you are good for. You are a black person in these corporations. It's sad. It's like stuff that you should be talking about 1980 something. It's happening now. One person in the room, closing the door behind them. It's a lily white situation, and it's scientific. I don't feel like a mad person who's shouting. It's in a report that says, middle finger to you who think we're going to change or are not going to change. If that's not enough, you got this so-called investment boycott. Hey, and the business, there's a script from which they are reading. If you ask them, is there investment boycott? Then their answer is, no. There's no investment boycott. The economy is depressed. The global situation is bad. But you got annual reports that tell us you are sitting on a pile of cash, not reinvesting that into the economy, not buying machinery, not building factories. Unpatriotic. Core patriotism want to extend to a tea with the president. The president has consulted us, was sitting in tea, and he's going to take into account, what a relief that we didn't have NDZ. What a relief. They talk like that. For now, want a better black. Want a better black. Hey, what a better black. Wait. Maybe you should have had NDZ to ruffle them. To ruffle them, because things clearly have got to get worse before they get better in this country. If you have gone to university, just exposure of economics 101, not even MBA, they will tell you that you got to adapt or die as a business. Now you got the people who started their business in 1970, 1960, when black people in this country were not considered to be human beings, who continue on a straight line as if 1994 did not happen. Now they continue as if nothing has happened. Hey, please, in the dawn of BEE, the first wave of BEE, these people even hired some people to sit in a corner office just to crook the system. But man, how can we become level 1, man, without involving too many blacks? Why rather level 1, man, they don't want to put a black person somewhere. Unpatriotic private sector. We never blame them. What sort of private sector brains are in this country if this country is growing at 0.1%? We don't blame them. Whenever they're going around the world receiving awards, you got a sophisticated economy, you got a sophisticated banking system. Rubbish! It's for who? Sophisticated for what? For a few minority people who are in charge of more than 80% of this economy. Your JSE that's owned by 3% of blacks. No, but these black people, they must start their own businesses. They mustn't bother us. And so basically, we must just leave them alone to continue as if 1994 never happened. The stench of privilege, the stench of it all just makes me sick. But of course, our government, they are making things worse. Man. I don't know how many times you have heard something called digital migration. I'm sure it's a slogan. It's slogan. Since Maltepe Kasawuri, you know how long ago she passed away? May her soul rest in peace. Telato volera digital migration. Kama Maltepe Kasawuri, hatamtakongba padayachi, hata Dinah Pule, the one who just cares about her red shoes. All of them failed to meet the deadline of digital migration. Then they now change it. They were knocking 4 IR. We're operating at 2 IR now. And then they take that, and just God bless us. By that project, important as they say it is, by a minister who can distinguish Geneva from Switzerland. Minister of Communication. Minister of Communication, very young, nice person. But can't distinguish fowl from fish, man. That's why the spectrum that should be making to data to fall so that small businesses can be able to use that data to progress has not been distributed up to now. It's the simple things we are getting wrong, and then, of course, we'll be quick to wash our hands. It's just bad what is happening. And this research is just sending a message that says, are we ever going to get it right? Policy implementation. I can examine government thing F every time. But policy, to write the policy, I will give distinction more now that they can get a PhD. But all they know is to rename the policies. Today is RDP, tomorrow is NDP. Tomorrow is as GISA, the following day is the new growth path. Then the NDP is the flavor of the month a little bit. Now there's something called RET. If you ask them, they can't tell you head or tail. Where is this RET in all of the things that they're talking about? The Minister of Finance released a paper just last year on the trajectory of the economy. Go and find the word RET in that paper. I'll pay you for it. And then they go and disagree about policy. Every policy has uncertainty. It's not just a nebulous thing. It's real. It's real because that policy uncertainty in the people's mind is uncertainty of our politics. For one day, a president stands up and says, we're going to transform the Reserve Bank, we're going to change. And then the General Secretary of the ruling party says, no, that's nonsense. We don't know what these people are talking about. The Reserve Bank must be on. And then the governor of the Reserve Bank, just for good measure, says, yeah, these people are just making a noise. There's no substance in this thing they're talking about on the Reserve Bank. And when people say policy uncertainty, it's not a joke. It's serious stuff. Then we shouldn't be surprised. Hey, there is a recession. Why do things are so bad? But we have caused the recessions. People want to come and do business here. You present them with a second industrial revolution. Because your fourth industrial revolution, there's no head or tail. You can't even distribute spectrum, simple spectrum. Meet a simple deadline of digital migration. Analog. Analog. 2020. Yeah, man, South Africa. We got to do something. Eh? We really have got to get our act together. But at the end of the day, it is going to have to be about business holding government accountable and government also holding business accountable. Can't be that people can just operate in a vacuum and just drag their feet on key policy issues. It's terrible. Anyway, we're going to talk traditional issues with Ikosi Sipoma Sangu, who's the chairperson of the National House of Traditional Leaders. The traditional leaders were furious last week with the president. Furious. I've never seen them so angry. And they are right. Because just picture this department called the POCTA. In fact, it's a department where I started my career. They've been talking about traditional law and traditional affairs for 25 years. But please be patient. So there was like a minister, there was another minister who was jumping fences. I don't remember his name. May his soul rest in peace. Also in charge of it. There's been a litany, and then just for good measure, just to show the disdain with which government treats that department, Desmond Royal, and may God bless him. Has never Mukuwa as finance minister, but no, where can we patch this guy? Weekend special. After all, he's with these traditional leaders. It's horrible. But anyway, the chairperson of the house will tell me what he thinks about it all. Let's take a break now.